It's very jarring,
Yes.
and I found myself feeling extremely uncomfortable during the demo.
They remind me of someone. Brian's girlfriend from Family Guy. What was her name again? Yeah, Jillian. That's basically them. That's basically two Jillians right there. You know what I'm saying? Always ending every single sentence with a question mark, even though it is obviously not a question. You know what I am saying? It's girls like that, okay, that just make me want to legalize rape. Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy, Let's Talk here. And today, we're gonna react to people at IGN being pussies. What else is new? But for real guys, let's watch this bullshit, okay? This SJW propaganda. Let's get right into it, as some people like to say.
At IGN, we're a bunch of different people with a bunch of different preferences, thoughts. We're individuals.
At least personally, I feel like I don't necessarily want to play 15 to 20 hours of what I was just shown.
It's very jarring,
Yes.
and I found myself feeling extremely uncomfortable during the demo.
Oh my god, those fucking girls are so annoying. Like, they don't even play games. They're not gamers. I'm a real gamer, guys. I can sense a gamer from a mile away, okay? And none of these people here are real gamers. None of them. They are spies, okay?
If they get it right, it's going to be one of the most memorable and probably best Call of Duties ever in this annual long-running series.
I hope the game isn't 10 hours of that sort of feel, because that would be very intense and ultimately not very fun.
Wait a minute. Is Call of Duty too extreme for you? What? Excuse me? I've been playing Call of Duty since I was 5 years old, and let me tell you, Call of Duty has always been visceral. And you're telling me that this grown beta male over here can't handle a video game? I guess gingers really don't have souls.
It is extremely visceral, it is extremely unsettling, but in spite of all of that, or maybe because of that, I mean, it's my game of the show.
Okay, that guy on the left with the glasses, he's alright. You can really tell that he is trying to hide the fact that he's not an SJW, at least not as much as these other people working at IGN. And that guy on the right is like, ooh, you better say something negative about this game. You better call this game too violent, otherwise Bose is gonna do butt stuff to us.
The rules have changed.
This is just 15 seconds of gameplay. Let me just fast forward real quick.
I think the most jarring part is that, of course, this is in London, and you're crawling through this house. I mean, crawling. You're stealth walking through this house with many people, many teams, many guns. You got your night vision goggles. Like, you're all suited up. But you're going into a civilian house, essentially. And granted, they are terrorists, but it's still weird.
Stealth walking? Many team, many guns? Good English, bro.
Did you just assume?
I really get the feeling that some of these people have never played a game before they started working at IGN, apart from maybe Candy Crush on their phones. Like, they just wanted a job and saw that there was an opening at IGN. Like, oh my gosh, I am such a gamer! I am so ready to review games for everybody. I have been playing so much Candy Crush, like it's pretty crazy.
It looked like they were incorporating some Rainbow Six kind of style things where you can shoot through doors, you can shoot through walls, you can peer around corners.
Yeah, you've got the lean mechanic, which is really nice.
And
like,
enemies have that too. They'll pop their head around, and if you're quick enough, you can nail.
It's unfortunate though, because like these mechanics are super interesting. Like, they make combat a little bit more tactical. They give you a lot more options. Like, the fact that at least in this particular demo, like, the environments were very destructible. That's all super interesting, but then it puts those mechanics at odds with itself, making you so uncomfortable to the point where, like, I at least personally, I feel like I don't necessarily want to play 15 to 20 hours of what I was just shown.
I don't really understand the problem here, because Call of Duty finally innovates after how long, and of course, Mr. Smarty Pants over here has a problem with it. Like, I don't understand. What is he complaining about?
While you are going into a moral gray area.
Oh no, whose idea was it to give the bag of bricks a microphone?
Like, that's exactly what it is. It is a morally ambiguous area. Your enemies are no longer wearing uniforms that denote that, like, it's not black and white anymore.
Hey, come here. I need to let you in on a little secret. Real war is not black and white. And this game is gonna represent what real war is like. So stop ruining the game for the rest of us. I mean, Activision has already censored a few things in their game because of people like this, okay? And Activision, if you're watching this, probably not though, but if you are watching this, don't censor anymore, okay? That's not your core audience right there. I am your core audience. Okay? So cater to me and not to her. Okay? Capiche?
Also where some of the difficulty in, oh, it looks so beautiful and so realistic, so when I have to then shoot these people, it looks like you're shooting, like, whether they're terrorists or not, of course.
What was that? It looks like they're shooting real people in a realistic war game? I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy, but real war is not sunshine and rainbows. But I somewhat get what he's trying to say, you know. 10-year-olds play COD, and like this one might be a bit intense for some of them, but that's the parents' problem, okay? It says that you have to be 18 on the box to play this game. And if Call of Duty Modern Warfare makes those kids scarred for life, which probably not, because it's still a Call of Duty game, let's be honest here, that's the parents' fault and not the developer.
Infinity Ward is intentionally pushing buttons on this, and that's a risky thing to do, but and maybe they'll fall flat on their face, and this game's going to end up being offensive to anyone who's served in the military. I don't know. That is entirely possible. If they get it right, and they remember this game's being headed by a couple of former leads from Naughty Dog, you know, so there's a pedigree there. If they get it right, it's going to be one of the most memorable and probably best Call of Duties ever in this annual long-running series.
Okay, what you said there about this game might being offensive for people that served in the military if they made it too realistic is wrong. It's actually quite the opposite, you know. If they make war look like fun, sunshine, ponies and rainbows and glorify war, that would be more offensive to those people that served in the military, you know. Like, I think it's actually more respectful to show what war is actually like if you're making any form of media that's war related, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's really important to remember this was a demo, it was taken out of context, but in the context that they showed it to us, I felt uncomfortable, and it felt, I mean, I don't know, it just felt so real, and I know that's what they were going for, but I don't know, you can speak to this, but just like, that these are real life scenarios.
Right, and so the whole thing what Infinity Ward is going for is like these are instances taken out of the headlines, right? Mm-hmm. And when you approach that, it has to be done with such care.
Yep.
And the demo we saw wasn't really given that care because, of course, we don't have the context. We don't have anyone saying, hey, this is where we're at so far, why it's okay for us just to go into the house and shoot everybody in there instead of taking them prisoner, except for like 2 people. And it's not very clear, and so it was just very jarring because of that.
Oh my god! The 2 of you are so goddamn annoying, you know that?
Well, at one point, they break into a room and you train your gun on the person who's in there, and it's a woman, and she's running to a crib, and she picks up a baby, and you're like,
right,
what do you do there?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're a good person, you don't shoot the baby.
Okay, I know this sounds wrong, but please bear with me here. I really want to have the option to shoot that baby. And not because I'm a psychopath that likes murdering babies, but, you know, I would love for this Call of Duty to have multiple endings, you know, choices you could make that impact the story. I mean, I would not shoot that baby because I always want to be the good guy in video games like that, like Infamous Second Son, Telltale Games. I always want to get the good ending, but I would at least want to have the option, you know what I'm saying?
We never really saw the consequences of any choices, how differently this mission could have gone. Yeah. What happens if you hadn't shot out that light? What happens if you do accidentally kill the woman and her child? Does the mission end? Do you does it change the story of the game at all?
Yeah, we don't know, and I think that's the biggest question for me, is seeing out like whether there is a lot of choice that impacts the story, or if it is very much a story they intend to tell in a certain way.
If there is some kind of choice that you can make in the game, that wasn't in the demo.
Right,
that we
and so
saw.
I think that would be if the headline coming out of the Modern Warfare reboot or reimagining, whatever you want to call it, if the headline coming out of this was you can play this game non-lethally, I think that would have, if that had been tacked onto the end of that demo, like that would have really changed my opinion of it.
I think it's how this moral system pays off, if there is any element of choice, and the story they're trying to tell. Is it just a realistic, gritty story that I read on the news every day? Because that's not a game I want to play, really.
What are you, a bitch? Here, take this copy of Kitty Cat Squirt Gun Battle. You can play it over at Weenie Hut Juniors. I'm sure you'll feel right at home, pussy.
For now, the gameplay that I saw,
Yes.
I'm with you. I thought it was compelling, it was interesting, and I'm already more interested in the Call of Duty campaign than I have been in years. And I know that's like a backhanded compliment at this
Sure.
point, but it's actually true.
It's true for me as well.
Very interested in what's going on with this game.
I'm looking forward to seeing more, to see what the whole game is. I don't know if it'll be fun, but it's doing something different, so I'm giving it that at least.
Is that okay for video games to do? I think absolutely. I think it's a medium to tell stories. I hope that Call of Duty tread the line between being respectful, and I hope their intentions are altruistic here. I want to see more, frankly.
Me too.
We'll see. Again, open-minded. I'm excited to see the multiplayer.
I just want to see
eventually.
multiplayer.
Yes,
Like, that's what we love.
That's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
So.
Okay guys, that was it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. But before you go, I really like to get off my chest that I do kind of feel like an asshole for making this video. Like, I went a bit harsh on some of these people, but like, even though nobody gives a shit about IGN anymore, they still have a really big impact on the gaming community. Like, they already got Call of Duty to censor some things in their game, and I guess I got a little bit defensive, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want Call of Duty to censor anymore. And maybe that rape joke I made at the beginning went a bit out of line. And I'm pretty sure if I ever get big on YouTube, like, Wall Street Journal is gonna hang me by the balls. But if you can't handle a joke, well then go away. I don't want you here. Well, that was it, guys. See you later. Peace.